I'm so excited for today's video because I haven't done a video about having a YouTube channel before, but a few people in my community have asked, so here we go. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my experience with having and growing a YouTube channel, but I'll mostly be focusing today's video on the equipment that you'll need, about filming and how I kind of prepare for filming videos, and a little bit on editing as well. So if you have been curious about starting a YouTube channel and how to make videos, this is going to be for you. I started my YouTube channel in November of 2022. So it's been almost 2 years that I've been posting regularly and have grown from 0 to a little over 5,000 subscribers in that time. This was not my first YouTube channel. I actually started one for my author brand and a podcast that I used to host. And I found that it was something I actually wasn't super passionate about. And after around a year or so of going on and off with that podcast and YouTube channel, I realized that it was something that I wanted to move on from. So I don't really post there anymore, but it did give me a little bit of experience with sitting down, interviewing people, talking to camera, and editing as well, because I edited all those videos myself at that time. However, one thing that I've realized is if you are going to start a YouTube channel, start it on a topic that you love talking about and can talk about easily. With my other YouTube channel, even though I'm very passionate about mental health and self-love, and that was the topics of those videos, I really sat down and scripted out what I wanted to say and also interviewed a lot of people because I found that I was struggling to sit down and talk myself a lot of the times. And that's the total opposite of how I feel with this YouTube channel, where I started off scripting, but now I really don't script very much. I think about my video a little bit beforehand and the points that I want to make for you so that you take away value. However, I don't sit down and script everything like I used to. And it's because this topic of marketing is so natural to me to talk about. It's something that I'm so passionate about and something that I love that it just comes to me really easily. So I think that's my first tip for you is if you want to start a YouTube channel, you don't have to niche down to one topic, of course, and I've expanded over time and I'd like to do more vlogs and I'd like to talk about business more than just the marketing side of things. However, that really helped me to stay focused in a niche of marketing, and it was something that I could talk about so easily. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, think about what that topic is for you. What can you sit down and talk to a friend about for hours? Or if I asked you to stand up and give a presentation right now, what would you talk about? Of course, oftentimes we start YouTube channels to help our own businesses. And so if you are talking on a topic that is not related to your business or related to your products, then that might not make sense. So of course, we want to think about who our audience is for our products and our business and what topics would be most aligned with them. For me, that was starting the Marketing by Shelby YouTube channel because I already had Marketing by Shelby, the business, where I sell marketing products and courses for creatives. And so it made a lot of sense to start making long form videos for my audience. And I found a lot of new people through YouTube. And so if you're wondering, should I start one? My suggestion to you is if you are interested in long form video and you want to have a greater connection with your community, I think it's a great idea because YouTube engagement and views and interaction on this platform are really strong because they're seeing more of you than someone who only sees you on Instagram and gets short little glimpses of you in reels and things like that. You really have an opportunity to build authority on a topic, to build trust with your audience. And I've just found, I think more than any other platform that I've used for the Marketing by Shelby business, that I get more comments of people saying, I love your YouTube videos. I found you through YouTube than the other platforms that I use, which are Instagram and TikTok. So I do think that it is worthwhile if you are interested in giving it a try. Definitely know that it is not something that's super quick. I was fortunate in that I already had an email list that was built up to a couple thousand people whenever I started my YouTube channel. And so I was able to get a good influx of some of those people coming over to the YouTube channel as well. All right, that's my spiel on my background with YouTube, how long I've been doing it, and why you might consider starting your own YouTube channel. Now let's go ahead and get into the equipment needed for filming your videos. Firstly, if you go ahead and look back at my very first videos, even the first probably 6 months, I was filming on my phone, just my smartphone. I have a Samsung Galaxy. I also have an iPhone, an old iPhone that I use for some business things. However, I don't think I ever filmed with that one. I filmed with my Samsung Galaxy, which is really pretty good quality, especially if you set it to like portrait video mode. It honestly looked pretty good. However, I didn't use any supplemental lighting, and some of my videos are really funny. Like if you look back, I look like I'm sitting in the dark for a lot of them. Like it looks like I'm just filming at like midnight, which was not the case. My lighting was just horrible in my apartment. I didn't have any extra lighting, and I just went with it. The other equipment that I've had from the very beginning is a Yeti microphone. I'll hold it up for you. I had the Yeti Blue, and I've used this for years. You've probably remember seeing it in my videos. There's nothing wrong with this mic at all. I find that it works better in smaller spaces. Whenever I recently moved to my house and got into this bigger office that doesn't have a door, it's open into the rest of my house, there's a lot of echo in here, and so I got a better mic recently. But as far as starting off with equipment, just go with your phone if you have a smartphone, and try to set it up in like a smaller space so that you don't have a lot of echo. And then the other thing that I would just say is like film near natural light, film near a window without a blind or without a curtain, especially on a not super sunny day, but cloudy-ish, partly sunny is a good filming weather in my experience. And if you need to supplement with extra lighting, do. And by the way, I will link all of this equipment that I'm talking about in the description of this video, so that way you can find it easier. But I have a couple ring lights. I just got a huge ring light to really help me out with lighting now, but I used a pretty small one for a lot of the time. And that just helps add a little bit extra lighting to your video as well. So microphone, I'll link this new one that I've been using lately that's a lot better. The brand is Boya, B-O-Y-A. I'll link my ring light. I'll link my Yeti microphone. And the last thing is the camera, which I did go ahead and get a camera probably around a year and a half ago. The camera that I use now is the Sony ZV-E10, and I put it on a tripod as well and film my videos through that now. But like I said, I used a phone for a long time, and while I could have had better audio and better lighting, it worked and my account grew. So it definitely can be done. The next thing that I want to share is filming your videos. So like I said, when it's a topic that I'm really passionate about and that I enjoy, I don't fully script my videos. However, I have found an outline to be helpful to just plan out those videos in advance. So I usually will come up with things like the title of the video, the thumbnail text that I want on the video. I found that having different text on the thumbnail versus what the title says allows me to get more people's eyes. If the title doesn't draw them in, the thumbnail might, or vice versa. So I like to have different text on the thumbnail than what is on the title of the video. I also will plan out 3 bullet points that I want to make sure that I hit, as well as a little bit of my intro usually. And that's because I want to get right into the video and give you guys the value versus rambling on for a few minutes. I think early on in my YouTube journey, that is something that I did, is I would just sit down and talk versus really being ready to just get going with the video. And other times I have announcements and I will just go ahead and put those in the beginning, even if I loosen people. But I find that that's helpful to have a little bit of a scripted intro. That way you can keep it concise. And then I have those 3 bullet points that I mentioned of the things that I want to make sure that I hit. I'll make a note if there's anything in particular that I'd like to promote in the video. If what I'm talking about aligns with a product that I have, I'll make note of that and insert a little spiel about it in the video. And then the last thing will be the closing. And the closing is where I typically like to build community, thank people for watching, ask them to subscribe on occasion. I don't do that in every single video, but I also want to keep people on my channel and get them to watch the next video as well, or a video that I recommend. So typically in advance, I will think about what other videos I have that could make sense to watch after the topic of this current video. And I'll write out a little closing that recommends that they go ahead and watch another video that I'm going to put on the screen at the end. So that's another thing that I did not do at all in the first probably year of filming videos on YouTube, just not really thinking very strategically about how I can keep people on my channel. And the reason that I want to keep people on my channel is because 1, I want to continue building that community and get people to know more about me and what I offer. But 2 is that I am monetized, which took me about a year, I think a little bit longer than a year to get monetized. And so I get ad revenue from people watching my videos now. It is not huge amounts of money. I'm happy to do an updated video about how much YouTube pays me. If you'd like, let me know. But that is why I like to keep people on my channel and get them to watch more videos. Plus, it's value for everyone who's watching because I give free marketing tips every single week. Okay, so I set up my ring light. I set up my camera on my tripod. I usually keep it around the same spot, so that way my background looks similar, although I really want to refresh my background, so coming soon, we'll see if that changes. And I put on my mic, I do a quick test run, a few seconds, like me just saying test, 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 to make sure that my sound is good and that my mic is recording properly. I have filmed videos before where my video was blurry or my mic wasn't working and then you have to redo the whole thing. So a quick test is really helpful before you film, a 20-minute, 30-minute video. I sit down with my outline and I record. And then whenever I'm done, I will take all of my files onto my computer. I do have a separate hard drive because video files are pretty big. My computer does not have the space for them. So I'll link the hard drive that I use as well in the description of this video. Now, for the first year or so of filming videos, I edited them myself. I used Final Cut for editing videos. And there was a learning curve for me. I don't have like a video editing background really, besides editing like Reels and TikToks on my phone. So I definitely had to learn how to edit. And I did not do anything fancy in terms of editing. I would add some text on the screen. I would cut out mistakes and cut out, empty spaces and kind of keep it flowing that way. But in terms of like edits, there really wasn't much. I also would add sound effects, like little pop noises whenever text would appear on the screen, things like that. So nothing fancy, but it would take me multiple hours to edit my videos. And sometimes I enjoyed it and other times I got super frustrated and it's just not something that I find myself super skilled with. So I did decide to hire out my editing, I think around a year in, and have been using the same editor ever since. Thank you to my editor who's seeing this right now. Just hiring out someone that has more experience and can make the videos a little bit more engaging and add different effects that I don't know how to do just takes a lot of the time off of my plate. And so there's an expense to that, of course. And so, I pay my editor for 4 videos roughly per month. And that might not be feasible for everyone, especially if you're just starting out. And to be honest with you, the expense of the video editing is higher than the income that I make from monetizing the YouTube channel. So technically, I'm at a loss if we look at it that way. However, the sales that I make from my YouTube channel and the community building aspect and just the trust that I have with my community who then goes onto my email list and gets my freebie or buys my courses or whatever it may be outweighs that. So it works for me and it's a balance, but that's something to keep in mind, of course, is that there's an equipment expense if you do decide to get a ring light, a tripod, a camera, a mic. Again, you don't need those at the beginning, but if it's something that you want to stick with long term, you probably will want to upgrade over the years. And you might have an expense for editing if you decide to do that. One tip though that I do have for you is if you kind of treat your videos like a presentation almost, obviously you want it to be kind of informal and friendly and personable. However, the videos that I have filmed where I'm kind of doing a presentation like on my computer, I find that I make less mistakes and there's very little editing to do. So you could always treat it like that or do live streams on YouTube where you then don't edit it at all afterward and what you said is what you said and it's up there. It was a replay of the live stream. So that's another option too if you don't like editing and also don't want to hire it out. That is all I'm going to cover in this video today. Like I said, I will link all of that equipment in the description that I mentioned in today's video. And if you would like a part 2 on more details about what to talk about in your video or actually how to set up your YouTube channel with like your banner, the name of your YouTube channel, what to put in the descriptions of your videos, let me know because I'm happy to make a part 2 on this and go even deeper into posting your YouTube videos to your channel. So let me know if you have any follow-up questions in the comments and be sure to give this a like while you're down there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll leave this video here for you to watch next and I hope you have a great week ahead. Bye.